we have Mercury going into Aries, as well as Mars has gone into Aries. Apparently there's like 9 objects in Aries right now, which has never happened, like not in 6,000 years. And that's Sun, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune. Sun, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune. And then we'll have the moon going there. The planetary alignment hasn't happened in 6,000 years, which includes the Neptune-Saturn conjunction that's happening at 0 degrees. It's definitely a reset for a lot of humanity who is, in fact, open for the organic connection. That is the cosmos, okay? So I kind of have mercy on the person who says, um, so let me guess, meth? Like I'm on methamphetamine. It's like, no, I'm actually, I hate to tell you, but I'm chosen, man, and I have so much energy. Indeed, people who aren't bothering to get to know anybody, let alone me, see, I don't take it personal because there is a non-present, present society called narcissists, sociopath. Very stupid people, by the way, crass, and you have to have patience for them. They admire people like the Aries, especially. See, the Aries is already mistaken to be certain ways. Well, their energy is just off the charts. And so now we're getting charged up with, let alone that Mars has gone home to Aries. See, Mars is at home in Aries right now. And so be careful piping up to people like that randomly who have the energy, because they do not have a problem with getting in your face and saying, live up, bitch, you think you know who you're talking to, something like that, you know? So it's just energy at my disposal that I haven't felt, and I've never really displayed it. And it's not very productive right now, I admit. It hasn't been for the past 5 or 4 years, and that's basically when I've pressed record here. Which I don't care. You know, I don't care what people think about me. As far as, oh, that's the Aries. See, the Aries is going to pick up, dust off, and fly, man, just like any old phoenix coming out of the fires of consciousness, you know. And I speak for all of humanity in that energy that is rising up now. See, we're going through another wave of information which does come out of the technological base here. If you've been using it right, there is indication that things go on besides for your mind and what the main narrative is being fed unto you, into you, by who knows what, how, and when. See, you have a profound responsibility to pay attention. I don't like that pay attention. Really, it's to be attentive towards whatever it is that keeps you alive, really, right? And I don't mean the desperate survival game. I mean, uh, breathes life into you that really, if you have never felt God before, then, oh, it's so above and beyond. I'll admit, I have tried methamphetamine decades ago, and I am so disinterested in that. It's, ooh, I feel so bad for people that are hooked on that, and alcohol also, and even coffee. Coffee, I don't drink coffee. No, anyway. See, there is people that have done Ritalin. They have to be prescribed Ritalin, and here's why. Is because they have all kinds of energy, and they don't know where to put it. You know, they're sitting in the classroom and they're getting ADD. All that stuff, babes, it's fake. Human beings are being harnessed, dumbed down, kept for some reason. Now let's get back to the Epstein file thing. Do you like my licking the thumb? Open it up. Oh my God, there's millions and millions and millions! How is that possible? Are people really that busy in just this last 100 years? No. No, we're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of years of an occupation. And now that I know about the Tartaria or Tartary occupation, which apparently disappeared because, well, it kept getting wiped off the charts on a global scale. We see that evidence, okay? They kind of point that out. And so who knows? It's just interesting to contemplate, but I'm getting downloads and I've been trying to show you. But anyway, this is in response to some people that it's no, us Aries has to get over being insulted by people, especially nowadays, because we are waking up and but see when we say we're talking about sheep. Yes, the EWE. Well, I guess I need to let my cat, my gray cat in. No, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the hell. Where is my? Okay, she went to a cupboard. Wait. And so, in response to this guitar right here, that I do know how to play phenomenal music. I've recently been stifled by people that are insensitive and want me to be stifled, sorry. And it is an attack by the crass unto the ones that, I mean, like, it's the usual, the attack of ignorance against people who conduct a china shop, even for a lifestyle. Now, I'm going to point at a process or a life, a delicacy of generational value, where there's always like the cream of the crop, which, oh my God, nowadays, if we can realize what we have been experiencing. See, I'm still getting downloads about the Tartarian age and like the the massive catastrophe that happened to that particular civilization that was apparently it was kind of like it was stuck in the middle of all kinds of other stuff that was going on, right? It was the very technologically advanced as far as something going on there. The thing that I picked up, and also they talk about it, that libraries have been destroyed. But see, it's systematic that they've erected these massive places of incubating. See, because they were incubating babies, repeat it again, that didn't have mothers. And see, they're reintroducing it now, the possibility that this could possibly be going on. And another thing, too, is cloning, like mixing a dog up with a human kind of a thing. And indeed, babes, that is and has happened. See, there's something, now, I think society as a whole, no matter what, like I keep talking about, evolution is taking place no matter what. No matter how that it's being farmed, ultimately, the experiment is drastically taken over by something that says, no, we will hijack the process, the very delicacy of the life, which is, that reminds me of how Christ calls it the life. That is everybody's responsibility and or freedom. What I mean is, well, what Christ would say is that it's accessible to you. And see, but because of the factor of too, hi mom, who many. Sorry, I didn't want to go on and on with the O's, man. It's like, okay, you guys, women out there, did you know that maybe you should become interested in something else other than being disinterested in everything but taking credit for your biological functions, your biological intelligence. The saying goes, it's not the saying, it's just a fact that your body, your heart, your kidneys, all of it has its own intellectual accomplishment, it in fact is fully accomplished and rolling out its life in front of your face. You can say my heart or my leg, but there is a my there. I say there's the I sound there, right? If you don't think the word my sounds with the word I in there, you know what I want you to do. There's three choices. Anyway, let's get back to it. I won't be so mean about what the suggestion is there, but you should not have kids, first of all, because you're no fun and your imagination is shot, basically unhealthy. I mean, sorry. You'll get me pretty soon. It'll be like 6 years. You'll appreciate me. But back to the people who are attacking me. I mean, I've always been made fun of all my life. But no, I've tried that horrible drug and other drugs. Not really, though. I mean, I've smoked opium, I think, and I'm not interested in any of it. I like marijuana. I'm 51, 52, and I'll tell you that. I've seen also, I have reverence for the other astrologers and YouTube show owners that are much more professional looking than I am, who admit their life of doing the 12 steps and stuff like that. And I would say that I went through it naturally, just, I didn't like it. I would suggest to take mushrooms, to cure any terrible habit that you have, overeating, anything, smoking, drinking. Mushrooms is here to help people. That there are substances, it's not substance based, it's plants, herbs, natural stuff that they mention in history here, if you look at it, has been taken away from access and use and then replaced with synthetic things like what you had mentioned, which is like, I'm not into that. I'm a kind of a natural girl, and I have a natural energy that people like it. This is where it's just kind of insulting, and I'm like, I'm not. That's okay. You guys don't really know me, and I don't care. I've never had to care really. I've always had love in my life, and I've always been able to reach for my joy. And it's far more. See, there's far more people that are interesting. What I mean is interested. They are entertained by it. See, I've always played music. I've always been athletic. I've always been very inquisitive about whatever it is, and I like to try to max it out, man. And I do high volumes, and that's just who I am. So whatever. And then so as for the guitar playing, well, I'll play it for you if you donate money, for sure. Oh, I'm supposed to play guitar. I'm being hounded right now by people. It's just, well, what happened is that I'll tell them right now if they're watching it, that what's going on is that no, I know how to work and refine in a short amount of time, because music kind of tends to do that for us. It's a roundy, roundy, round, and then by the third measure, you have gone around it. Now you are accustomed to it, and boy, you can just play it over and over again, uh, hitting the essential work there that makes people go, oh my God! But see, I've been kind of working with people or experiencing, I don't know, spending time with people that don't really work like that, and it's unfortunate for me because I have material that, of course, everybody has material that requires that. It needs that. And it's like they don't even give their own shit justice, let alone my stuff and the fact that how I know how to work, that it would be much more beneficial if you can fucking hear what I'm saying at this point. Because I'm not going to string myself out once every Sunday. We just have a little window of time, 3 hours at the most. No way, man. This is an everyday thing that really does make a difference to me anyway. See, I would make a lot of money off of it. Yeah, and I've been stifled across the board, uh, to where that it's true. You kind of don't see me. You saw some of the acoustic guitar playing, and some of it trips me out. See, if you press on your computer, there's a little setting there that says, well, you can go there and control the speed. If you speed up the stuff that I'm playing, I like to do that. You can hear how impeccable my timing is if you kind of go clap with it. Anyway, so anyway, thank you for responding the way you do. This is April 14th, by the way, and my water bill did get paid, but this is my personal side of life where I'm talking about people who love me, right? And it's my love life, and so, but I'm having issues of pain that I'm suggesting that it's not love. And so keep an eye on me talking about this, see, because I don't really want to disrespect that person any more than what has happened, as far as our history together. And I do feel the care and love for this person, but there's a big but about it. And I don't take it on personally. I think that the entire global population has a problem, and it's showing up in our personal lives very, very, very microclimatically, systematically. It's kind of the way that, well, it's the way that God would work, because each individual has a profound responsibility to turn themselves on to God and or reality, the truth therein happening that you can't control. Relax. You have no control. So see, but not everybody takes that responsibility, right? So there's an issue of everybody having to awaken. See, that's that process of awakening. That indeed, that's what this all involves. It entails a process of becoming. And see if you can imagine with what I understand why they're calling it overpopulation. Something very kind exists out there in the universe, folks. It's not always horrible, that is trying to tell us something very simple. And as a woman, I can understand it. Like when they talk about safe sex, it's like, oh, okay, make the place of sex safe. Bingo. I've been specializing in that for many decades now. Naturally. That's the natural thing that's going on here. But can the human organism be natural? See, what I gathered by the Tartarian files is that even though the human being is quite natural in its environment of the universe because it's one with it, it's being hijacked, man. These people have managed to, okay, so there's incubating of the babies and like, oh, let's just make them in a machine and forget the woman, right? See, it's kind of like, woo, because we're talking about the witch hunts that happened where they severed off the women that said, no, we have the children here by way of of course, sex. That's part of me while I cough. Sorry. It's really intense subject matter, and it's like, fuck, man, here I am, Mars ruled. I'm trying to tell everybody about this energy, right? That Aries is handling, and it's not methamphetamine better. It's better, baby. It's way better than that. It's like, no way, you guys. We feel so sorry for people that get strung out on anything but God and the answer inside of you. Because the answer is always going to be the truth, not people and not any substance. Although, let's get back to the substances, drugs. It's well known that cultures are developed around the kind of substance that the shamans are actually administering. And uh, we have psychedelics that is one that is known where, okay, so we don't know that culture anymore. Babes, we know a culture, okay, that has been taken over, hijacked, and it's being farmed. It knows there's Epstein file, whatever family, that is, now, what you see about the Epstein file is visible, is just possession. Those people are taken by even yet another family that is, you can find them, you can see them probably. They may look human, but no, they are taken. Now, you want to talk about your aliens, babe? Babe, people that do methamphetamine and even drink and even narcissists, they can't talk to you this long and come in and out of being attacked, basically. Really, we're kind of used to it. Who's worse, Shauna? Well, there's people that are elevated a little bit, that poke themselves up, and like in a lawnmower, there's society saying, hey, don't do that. That's basically it. And so I was talking about Tartaria, how that now it's looking like, no, that was wiped away because that was something that says we love harnessing up the human potential, the energy behind just that they are there. And programming them up to enslave them to do what? Oh, to do so much. Now how amazing stuff was. It was such a massive ingenuity that displayed itself through the Tartarian age. But see, no, that was a civilization overlaying. Who knows what was going on around? Uh, we really don't know a lot. See, it appears that that's an occupation that is harnessing up information and then burning it and then moving off into the background. Perhaps you don't know. See, that's what we are experiencing now. Du Bois is a good example of the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Rothschild. It's known. See, you can bet that that's what this is. The Tartarians. You can bet that that's. It's not long ago too when they're talking about that. See, and I don't mean to like bring it up because I'm like strung out on it, but it's a piece of information that I was missing, and it's like, whoa, the baby incubating part and the part where they got rid of the women and said fuck you, and right, and so hello, you guys. Shoot, I'm sorry, I'm seeing this thing, and it's like, okay, this was supposed to happen to some of us out here in the wilderness of just being here on the planet, babe, and kind of managing to not be programmed all up like the rest of you. And no, we don't like I don't even take aspirin for my own good. I'm very much a natural person, right? I mean, I'm all for cocaine other than not methamphetamine. No, because cocaine is way more natural. It's a natural substance. It's something that human beings probably were meant to do because it's actually, and we have all of that in our body already. We have adrenaline as such that, yeah, no, no. It's live performing artist is what it is, and we have such energy before and during. Of course, we're using it very with precision. If you're a musician, you're using it with precision, really, that we make it look easy. And then after we are so charged, no, we don't need any drugs. We need good contact with people, good food, a massage. It's kind of, for some of us, me, I know, it's natural, babe. You know, come on now. No more insults to yourself, really. Really, because don't you know? Don't you know? Can you feel it? See, all of these planets in Aries is adversely affecting Capricorn. Libra is being challenged. It's quite the energy, man. They're being kicked in the ass to wake the hell up. That's what Aries does to everybody, really. Though, see, it's a hell of a cosmic opposition when it comes to the Aries Libra opposition, because Libra is actually ahead of Aries in the evolutionary track, and actually suggests, hey, I see you there. Do you see me? Because Aries is like, well, I didn't know until I saw you. You're my opposite, right? Yeah, I'm Mars. Yeah, and I'm Venus. Ooh, Venus. Yeah, yeah, I'm sneaky. I'm a Saturn slash Venus ruled sign. It's actually originally Saturn that Libra is under the rulership, but no, it gets its feminine Venus, and also it's a feminine sign. See, this is a masculine sign ruled by Mars. And very misunderstood, by the way, the Aries people. Again, like I said, we have energy that it needs physical outlet, and it will do physical outlet. And you wonder, well, how do they do that? I don't know. What makes them so good? Well, they're a pinball wizard, I guess. Not really. We don't do pinball, babes. We don't let other things affect us. We have like a healthy reaction to the affection that's happening. If it's a bad effect, then you're going to get an effect that might be something of a mirror that you should look into. I'm all for the Clean Mirror Act. That's one of the acts that I'm going to try to pass through ordinances in 20 years or whatever. It's like Shauna is responsible for the Clean Mirror Act, which is just to recognize people who are not narcissists. They have confidence, and they're like, hey, where are you with it? And you don't see where you are with it unless you're in front of their face, but then you blame them. No, the Clean Mirror Act says no, acknowledge that we're here, and you do not try to cut us out of anything, because in fact, don't you know that we're all in the same boat here, especially when it comes to that financial system over there. And let's get back to the Rothschilds again, what I was trying to talk about. It's apparent that they are the controllers here. Okay, through electricity, you know, it'd be a thing to try to get in. They mentioned that the Tartarian platform or civilization was already pre-wired and getting ready for a massive, like, electrical hookup. But it's sounding like that they were outnumbered by something around them, and I say it might have been more of the less spiritually possessed. You know, it's remarkable what they were doing with their with the architecture. See, the theory is, and what we know for sure, know what is really happening is that they are harnessing up the biology, that just the organism is here, human, potentially human. See, the human being is capable of that architecture. And see, they're harnessing them up and letting a certain amount of people have the right knowledge to be able to do this stuff. And that's where we see visible these families that are doing this stuff. Hollywood, the technological base, rocket ship flying, and all. And see, but see, they are being hijacked. That very thing, say, how do we get it back into the hands of the layman here? Just good old Shauna that admits that she did methamphetamine a long time ago, never was addicted at all. I thought it was a nightmare. I had I had a job at the time, and I had did it, and apparently it keeps you awake. I didn't want to stay awake. I loved sleeping. So how it worked for me is that I did it. I couldn't sleep that night, right? I remember I counted from like 2,000 sheep backwards, of course. Couldn't sleep. Had to work the next morning. So what did I do? I took a little Mars, because that's, I guess, what you do is to try to stay awake. I was so young. I don't even want to tell you how young I was, but I was young enough to have just cleared it away, because I thought, this is stupid. I like sleeping, and I like being able to be cool. You know, I don't know, so I didn't want to do that. It's something my body said, ew, those poor people that do that and stay that way. And I'm the same way. I talk about that the same way as alcoholism. I've been there, done that, and it's like, ew, no, no, you can't keep doing that. You will die. Same with smoking cigarettes. Some of it, a lot of it, probably all of it is peer pressure, you know. Everybody else is doing it, try it. Ah, ugh. But, you know, it's not a substance, there are herbal remedies, and there are, I guess you can call them substances, but they're not, you know, and there's natural drugs that are good for us, and real, true medicine is still using it. You know, so anyway, yeah, and back to the guitar playing. I would do it if I felt enough peace in my life, if I felt enough support. Oh, it's never been more true ever in my life. Like, now I'm seeing it. It's like, I'll be able to tell you how. Okay, so if you can imagine, like, okay, Carlos Santana, and hi, Carlos, I heard you, and whatever, whoever, you know, sorry. Uh, they are playing under siege also. You don't know how many people can care less about musicianship and musicianry. And when they go to the towns of even their own towns, he's Hispanic and he goes to play in Tijuana, and there's a cage. And he has to stand way back away from the cage because bottles are being thrown. They throw bottles, and then now the cage catches it, but then the bottles break and shards of glass could come out. And so the band is way back there. And they're there for the people that love the music, but there's people there that are there to try and knock the musician off kilter. That is very, very true and real. Yeah, because Satan does not like musicianships coming together. You know, they don't like people coming together in the name of something so nonsensical as just aligning tones and then agreeing for like 3 hours or more on the same thing and then other people dancing to it. Satan doesn't like that. And see, now let's get back to the poor programming of people. Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling to um, fill out the time here. But we can't talk enough about how that the human aperture, potentially human, I keep saying potentially human, like just the organism itself, see, it's mainly, it's not born awakened. It's rare to be born enlightened people. You know, they talk about it in the East, and then they have a shrine, and they say this, in fact, is it, and they show a man there, and he's always pointing at the woman somehow. If not, he's completely off base. He's definitely suffering. He's breaking down right in front of you, because he is enlightened, but he's in a male-dominated society, and they're just like, oh, they don't treat the feminine side. They don't treat the human being very good. They don't treat the one that says, no, I would rather enslave myself to the truth and or God, which indeed is a feeling I get inside. See, yeah, and and a man is lost without the woman there bringing him home, which is to his body. And he would be a completely different guru if he didn't bypass the fact that he's a man right now. And see, that's where you see Maharaji, what's that one guy, Ramana Maharaji? He has a kind of, he's controversial, right? He lived a long time ago in the 30s and 40s or 20s or something, and or something. And so, like, you'll see a picture of him on top of a tiger that has been killed. It's a tiger turned into a rug, and then apparently they did taxidermy or something, right, where they made the head look like a tiger still, and he's sitting on top of that tiger, and it's like, all right. Well, see, I'm a tiger, and see, nowadays that's not a very popular thing to do. Anyway, thanks for listening, and no, it's not methamphetamine, babes. It's called God, and everybody is getting back into it, and everybody is going to be accused of being something like crazy or something, and that is horrible. It is terrible. I hope you have a fucking seat and work on yourself, your conversation, your gratitude, using this thing correctly, using your own ability to communicate correctly. You know, all we can think of is where you're coming from is, oh, okay, so you're the enemy. That's all. And we don't pay attention to you more than we pay attention and feed and off of the ones that support us and who pipe up and say, hey, thank you for the exposure. Because you know what? It's darkness otherwise. Even when I am trying to get back into my spirit, we are actually, it's not a coincidence that we get attacked. See, it's ongoing though. This is like, oh, this is normal. This is just life. But see, humanity is experiencing it on a global scale, and that's predetermined. It's supposed to happen. It's not, see, it's not that we see that, oh, Tartaria was there and those people were doing something, and they had all this technological base, and it's not that now. It's that now. Oh no, it's global, and it's a big watch out, because the way that something would take care of that overlay that's alien, taking over an extraterrestrial potential. Let's just say. The way that it's global and infecting everything, but by intergalactic rule and policy, I want you to understand. They say no. You have to tell the population, and they do. That's what the whole thing since 2000 that they come up with. Not the internet, because that was there way before then. Facebook, and you're going to gather friends now, and see. I'm going to remind you. as the Aquarius moon. This is a fact. That there's two types here. There's the awakened and then the non-awakened. See, the awakened is the good friend, the friend, capable of being a friend. Might be a little bit naive, it seems, but if it's on the Aries side, see, if it's the Aries awakened, the I am, like I said, we're gonna say, huh? What are you? And we're gonna drag you into the I am the now, the thing that you are not able to look into. We show you you, and you're gonna start burning. We're already burning in hell, if that's what you fucking think. But it's not hell, babes. We are the I am that sees hell, which doesn't even admit it's there. It tries to mask itself. It says that we don't have work to do, as far as that it's always you, right? Boy, and see, I have never experienced such the weirdest thing in all my life until about when Neptune started opposing my Venus. 5 years ago, it's weird. It crept up on me, and see, I'm not an isolated incident. That's why I call myself hUmaNITY. It's like, wait a minute. See, what happened was Venus, well, Neptune, which is Venus, the higher octave of Venus for everybody, it's in Pisces, so everybody's already experiencing a collective amazing thing. I don't want to get back into it, but at one point, Jupiter comes up Neptune at 23 degrees, right opposed my Venus at 23. Babes, a lot of people, along with a lot of people, over the last 5 years, nearly died. Other people I've known on Facebook that they disappeared and they came back and they said, I was in the hospital, I nearly died. Something or other showed them that edge. For me, I don't want to get back into it, but yeah, that bout with Neptune and Venus, particularly right there at the Piscean degrees opposing the Virgo, which no doubt, no less, would oppose the Virgonians. See, that's where we're all tested. The global population was tested, their immune system. Like, how much faith do you have in your own body? Do you realize that you are being attacked at all angles? If it's not the amazing person that's geared to attack your beautiful energy, then really, no, it's just a standard when you come here, like, okay, can we help you? As far as I claim to be a transformational guru, and I noticed that, yes, I do have an 80-year-old or a 70-year-old. I love you guys. I love the older. I have a 90-year-old friend on Facebook, and I know that, see, when I'm in my prime, like my high priestess self, my teachings talk to the ones that are about to go into transition. I hate to talk about it, but it's like, no, see, I talk to everybody. I say, no, this life is very temporary, but see, that the elderly are much more grateful. They show more gratitude, because I will say, kind of like, oh, did you notice in Fuck the World, did you get through the illusion? Did you know that it is an illusion? Your body isn't it. You are becoming more aware. Hopefully you are going to get more aware to the point of it's fearful, right? But you're going to shed your body and you're going to wake up, and you need to go back to your love, the main love that you could ever think of. If it was your white little fluffy dog, so be it, because here it comes. That doesn't happen until you have noticed the point blank zero, like the darkness. And see, you don't have to die to experience that. Oh, that not like, oh, what am I going to do next? Really, it's just your mind, right? And that's why we say go to love. Go to what you love, because you can tolerate that for eternity. You're going to keep doing this. And we wouldn't advise you to go back to the mind at all, because I think, pretty sure, babes, this is the trap right here. The world is it. The world is the trap. Look at it. There is a problem here. I didn't just say that the earth is a trap. No. And I will never say that reality is the trap, although it can be. Yes, it can, if you are not awake. I got that not from this Indian, as of India. She's a good speaker about narcissism, and perhaps I'll put some videos if I'm getting paid, but I don't do that. It helps. I'm a Venus in Virgo, and when you get a good work ethic, I just figure, I figure that if I go to if I go get merely just a sweeping job, serving coffee, busting tables, if I have a routine like that that gives me a little money on the side, I will be able to organize my playing music better. I didn't just say that I'm dysfunction and I'm definitely going to be lying about me on methamphetamine and robbing everybody until then. No, I'm the kind of person that everybody is. That when you're getting well rounded, and of course you have support financially. If I could support myself, I would be supporting more the side of me that when I relax, I tend to play music and I get on here. See, I'm doing this at it's 2 in the morning, and I just feel I need to do it. I have to talk and say, nah, it's ongoing. If you notice, I've got many thousands of videos. I've closed a lot of them up. Uh, I fast. This means I don't eat for a while. It happens naturally during the full moon. I just can't. Sometimes I just won't. See, during the when it came to the boy, I went. See, if people understood what I've gone through about as far as the attacks around me, I don't talk about it much because I don't want to give those fucking people energy. No, we are here to raise our vibrational frequency and watch them come out of the woodwork and attack us. Yes, look at them. Accusing us of being a certain way that's like, no, it's a certain way that you don't really know. There is a natural high, baby. Shoot, man, there is. It's what you're supposed to as a potential to try to tap into it. Uh, Tesla and anybody else who has given us some amazing stuff here to try and get us back into outer space, perhaps, has suggested this. I mean, no, they talk about it. They talk about that energy, and they say, no, once you start tapping it, you don't even need sleep. What you need is 3 hours of meditative rest, really good rest. Your body needs 3 hours of rest, and you do go into, it's more like repair, and you're not asleep. You're actually doing more work. You're getting downloads and stuff. It's hard to explain. It is so different. I've experienced like a little bit of it because of where I live, and it's very fortunate what I've been through as far as that there used to be winters that would ice us over, and I was able to meditate even more and more. And it just became that, okay, so the weather changed. It's just cosmic. It's kind of predetermined. It's like, okay, so I was going to try to talk to some neighbors, and they shut me out, and that's an obvious. And it's like, okay, well, I will stand up for myself some other way, and we will get it on record. And however, they are probably the ones who mentioned that thing right now. It's like, whatever, eh, you know. Yeah, we live in two totally different worlds, I guess, and I say, no, I live in reality, and I stand for the truth, and that's all I'm doing. I didn't lie. I'm not a liar. Yeah. And we'll open it up. We'll talk about it more. People have emotions. People get affected. People are going through something. It doesn't mean that you keep them there. You try to help people. You don't shut them out, and you don't keep them down. Try to understand people. But see, I understand that you, in general, it could be that I'm talking to a public that doesn't know what love is. You have been. It's the standard, babes. It's the norm. 92% are teetering on this narcissism thing, which, okay, there's a percentage of that is malignant. Where they come from is emotionally abusive families. And they don't even know that it's emotionally abusive after a while. That's the worst, is the emotional part. Of course, there's physical abuse that could be involved, sexual abuse that could be involved. There's just so many scenarios, and I understand that. I have been around and seen it all my life. I came from a rough situation that's not easy, and it depends on how your caretaker is handling you and the issues around it. See, a lot of times it's the mother. Now, a lot of people that have been really harsh on me, my have issues about their mother. I've seen that a lot throughout my life. It's like, oh God, this one guy, I had a crush on him and he was so cute and everything, but I noticed he had an issue. And it was so weird. It's like he was alcoholic and all this stuff. And I was like, so I would just like stand back, but I would just see how that he was trying, and he was trying to get to where he was attractive, and he is, but no, he had mommy issues. So I found out that his mother was blonde and she was horrible. She was horrible. Apparently, she was a fucking narcissist or something. See, and the thing about narcissism and how this winds up, babes, and I was trying to talk to you about it. Now stemming from Tartarian, like maybe it's clone people that we're fucking looking at that they just don't have a good connection. It's like, okay, you're gonna get over that, maybe. See, the female society, the woman, the alive girl that I keep talking about the last 1,500 videos. Ooh, very controversial, by the way. I feel very unsafe because it's like I'm being attacked by this fucking populace that even the women that I see out there are like, kill her, kind of a thing. It's like, no, what is it? It's because they're not the kind that I'm talking about. What kind was that? Oh, talk about converting what can be converted. It's like, okay, we were robbed of our material. Now we have to convert the organism away from its narcissism, which is, I'm thinking, it's away from its having been cloned over there in the background. And it's like, can we just get you back into your bodies? Don't skip that part, you darn women. Make sure you're honoring your organism. Do I have to spell it out to you? Shoot. ORGA. Put the N down. Sorry, you know the darn routine. So, yeah, whatever. Enough of the insults, people. I mean, I'm sorry. We feel sorry for you. Even when you're beating us, shackling us, putting us on the cross. Hi, Jesus, was that you? Oh my God, I didn't think you would be here, girl. I love you. Are you off of that shit already? I'm talking about the cross, not methamphetamine. Good God. Stay on the methamphetamine if you had to. Oh, have you noticed these people that do methamphetamine and alcohol and all that stuff? They get so into the cross when they get off of it, right? They are junkies of the Christian faith, which is like, they're doing that wrong. Is that true, Christ Jesus? If they show a crucifix, hell yeah. Because the original real symbol of Christ awareness, that you have found it and you want to tell each other that you have, is the fish. Pointing at, see, she was a woman, by the way, Christ was, pointing at the abundance, the fact of the universe that there's too much. There's so much here. We have enough water. There's enough oil. There isn't a shortage of any of it. Something is playing that with us, and we have to figure out, well, how? I mean, you would only have to use your imagination because that's all you have access to if you can just do it. Turn off all the lights, shut the door, lock it, pull the curtains. You're in the safety of your own mind. Imagine how it would be if we did have our imaginations and access to all of that, and mainly saying, okay, so really, right? Because then you would be a benevolent being and you would be in outer space. You would be knowing where the pyramids were taking us and how they were built. I mean, it would be a standard that would just be downloaded, kind of like how we know how to drive a car and space out. The laws of physics of the universe and why the pyramids were lined with Orion and all of that, and how to go through the porthole and say, bye, mommy, I'm going to the Andromeda. There seems to be a problem. Something like that. Hi, people that are on the verge of dropping your body. It's true. Keep imagining, babes. That's the way it is. And love, love, love. Did you love something worthwhile? Was the white, fluffy fucking puppy dog worthwhile? Be careful. Be careful. You don't want to be cleaning shit for eternity, maybe. They are potty trainable. They are potty trainable. Just go there.